This Christmas, millions of UK households are feeling the strain of rising food and energy bills, with more people turning to donations from the public to help pay for their basics. Crowdfunding...
Sorry, no, it's you. I don't know what came over me then. I do apologise.
Crowdfunding website GoFundMe says the number of online fundraisers for monthly bills has surged by a whopping 204% since the pandemic.
But the number of donors willing to help also rose 148%.
And even on the website today, there are people who are asking for help with their basic bills, their food bills, their electricity bill, their gas bill, whatever. We found one homeless family and a single mother who are struggling with bills and basics. And that's just one example of many. Joining us now, we have Sarah Brown. Crowdfunding was an absolute lifeline for her when her husband Jeff had a stroke, and he was later diagnosed with locked-in syndrome, which is a condition which means that he's unable to move or to communicate verbally. And also with us is Tim Callaghan, who's the Chief Executive of GoFundMe. And Tim, I'd like to start with you. Very basic question, which I posed before the break there. How do you know if you're scrolling through the crowdfunding site and somebody's saying, help, I can't pay my food bills, my kids are going hungry and we're going to get cut off next week, please send some money? How do you know that it's a genuine request?
Well, the first one is typically we see the fundraising takes place with the people that you know. So it's actually a bit of a misnomer to say it's fundraising from strangers. Nearly all fundraisers lead off with friends and family, and Sarah will talk about her experience.
So you know that they were telling
you know the person,
or that they were making it up.
80–90% of the donations come from people who know you or know of you through a friend. So it's very much community fundraising versus crowdfunding, which sort of implies strangers. So it's very much a community-oriented thing. And then we are doing things in the background from a trust and safety point of view, making sure that fundraisers follow the terms of service and that payments are coming in the right way.
Sarah, you know, first of all, I think our heart breaks for the position you and indeed your husband find yourself in. That locked-in syndrome, that being trapped inside your own body is most people's idea of torturous hell. So you had a life-changing moment, the both of you as a couple, which found you in completely different circumstances to the days before it happened. Tell us about how you got from a happy couple living their life to needing this. You know, what were the steps and how quickly did you think, I need help?
Yeah, so Jeff, following his stroke, Jeff was in hospital for around 10 months under critical care. We managed to get home during the first COVID lockdown, which was quite sudden. We didn't really have time to plan for, you know, what we needed to do, you know, what the changing our life would be. But we realised very, very quickly once we were home that in order for Jeff to keep recovering, to stay healthy, to, you know, reduce his risk of chest infections and illness, we needed to get some equipment for him at home so that he was able to continue doing his rehab.
Expensive equipment.
Very.
And presumably changed the layout of your home as well and the cost of all of that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like how much?
So the neurobike itself was around £9,000. Yeah. And he has a standing frame, which, you know, for him to stand up every day does wonders for his chest. It keeps him healthier. You know, it puts him at less risk of all sorts.
So what was your... How can I put this? What was your pitch on GoFundMe? How did you pitch your appeal?
So we essentially, and again, it was locally and to our friends, family, friends of friends, we just wanted to raise awareness of what had happened, but also we wanted people to see that there is hope. You know, Jeff wasn't going to just stay the way he is. There's always the possibility of progress with the right input, with the right mindset and with the right support and equipment. The therapy itself is incredibly expensive. It all has to be privately funded.
And how quickly did you get the money, sufficient amounts of money coming in? How long did it take?
Very quickly.
Like what? What do you mean?
Like about 3-4 days.
What?
Yeah.
So that's extraordinary because of the huge need. You can just imagine how that would touch people's hearts.
We were astounded,
Yeah. And that changed everything for you as a couple.
At that point, yes,
I mean, you know, there's no shame in asking for help, is there, Sarah? There's no shame, Tim, in asking for help. I suppose what Richard touched on is the fact that you have this extraordinary need, which I think anybody would say, crikey, I can spare anything from a £5 to whatever you've got to help you out. Yeah. And what we're seeing now, Tim, which is people are saying, I can't pay my gas bill, I can't pay my food bills, which says a horrific thing about the state of our society and economy, doesn't it? But also, I guess, maybe opens the door to the idea people might be scammed. I know it comes originally from friends and family, but then things get shared on Facebook and they go on and they go on, and we've all seen those sort of scams, not with GoFundMe, but scams where people are asking for money in that sort of social media world. How do we know that it doesn't become a source of exploitation? Well,
you sort of touched on it. It is actually very, very difficult to ask for help. And so in Sarah's case, we were just talking about her more recent fundraiser. I mean, that, again, took a lot of courage to do that. And that's the same for people who are asking for help for essentials.
What do you mean? Because they think they'll be perceived as begging?
They're very worried about that. Every user that I've ever spoken to has talked about this was a big threshold for me to cross. So the vast majority of those people are much in need. And if we do ever find any activity, we have a global giving guarantee that covers any donation refund.
But you're not a charity, no. And I'm not saying this in an accusatory way, but I just want to put it to you that GoFundMe and you make money out of this, because you take a cut, don't you, of the money that's donated. How does that work?
Yes, it's a pretty distinctive way. You're right, we're a business that allows us to invest so that we can take care of people like Sarah. The only money we take out that goes to the recipients, the people asking for help, are the fees, the banking fees, which in the UK are 2.9% and 25p. That is it. So, for example, if you gave...
So you don't make a profit, you're saying?
No. The way we generate our revenue, which allows us to run the company and invest in all the people and the customer service, is we ask donors, the public, the British public, your viewers, to tip us. And they get to decide, do I pay GoFundMe something, a little, or nothing?
Right.
And that's unusual, but we think it's the right way of doing things in this industry.
And does that give you a profit, or are you running this purely out of the kindness of your heart?
No, it is. It allows us to run the company to invest and make a profit so we can continue to invest over multiple years. But the key is giving the donor, who's the person with the money in this equation, the choice to pay us. And millions of people pay us and millions of people do not. And that's quite all right.
Okay.
Sarah, what difference did it make of you, if you can sum up?
Jeff wouldn't be where he is today if he didn't have the support, the kindness and the donations that we had in that original fund. He's improving so much.
I was going to say, how's he doing?
He's improving, yeah. This is where we're going now. We want to give him more intensive therapy, but again, it's privately funded.
Well, listen,
it doesn't exist.
We hope you have a great
Such a
Christmas.
challenge. Yeah, absolutely. And the power of human kindness is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Thank you to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ask and it shall be received.